Hi there, I'm Craig Taylor, and once again a huge thanks for tuning in to my Bushcraft Padawan YouTube channel. Depending on where you're watching this from in the world, the content of this video might shock you, surprise you, be indifferent to you, or it may just be old news to you and something that you're already resigned about. So, despite me spending 16 years in the army and spending far more nights than I could possibly remember living and working in environments such as the one that you see me sat in today, it wasn't until last year, 2016, that I became aware of the fact that here in England and in Wales in the UK, you just can't turn up to any woodland that you want, stick a shelter up, cook a fire, forage for food, and do the sorts of things that are often fall under this bushcrafting title or this wild camping title. You just can't do it. You need landowners' permission. Now the purpose of this video isn't to question the morality of that, or whether it's fair, or whether it's legal, or any of that. The fact is, that's the law, and that's just the way that things are at the moment. So the purpose of this video is not to question that. There are some really good videos out there. I'm thinking some that Paul Kirtley's produced and some articles that Paul's written. Certainly a video that MCQ Bushcraft has produced, and I'll be linking to those somewhere up here and down below in the video summary. I'll put some links to those videos and articles for anybody that wants to delve deeper into why this is the case. But that's the case, that's the way that it is. So why then am I sat in this woodland that I have gained permission to camp in? What is it that's allowed me to do this? I read lots of bushcraft articles, I watch lots of videos, I'm involved in lots of forums, and there are lots of people that are always asking about where can they find permission to camp, how do they go about getting permission. So what I want to do is I want to tip my hat first of all to Paul Kirtley and to Mike McQueen for giving me some ideas about how I might best approach this challenge. And what I've got here is a copy of an email that I sent last year. Let me read it to you and then let me give you some context. Hi, I'm contacting you with a request to wild camp on any woodland that you may own. I know that was a very odd opening line, so perhaps it would help if I explain a little about me. I'm a 42-year-old father of two young children, 8 and 6, and I'm very keen to start exposing them to the outdoors. I served 16 years in the army and left as a senior non-commissioned officer. During that time I became very skilled and adept at living outdoors and in a way that would have minimal, if any, impact on my surroundings. I'm also a civilian qualified mountain leader, so I've been recognised as having much more than your average person's skill set when it comes to being outdoors. I'm also passionate about looking after our natural surroundings and always adopt a leave no trace policy when I'm outdoors. Under UK, English and Welsh law, it is not possible for me to simply select a patch of woodland camp in it without the landowner's permission, hence this email. I'm also a keen angler and took a stroll around your lakes and woodlands yesterday, which is what prompted me to drop you a line and inquire as to whether you would consider having an initial conversation with me relating to the possibility of me wild camping with my children, probably just one at a time, in any woodland that you may own. In return, I would be very happy to collect and remove any litter that I come across on your land, report broken fences, damage, etc, etc, or indeed any other activities that you feel I could add value to. I realise that this is a very odd request and possibly not of the type that you often receive, but I hope that my honesty and transparency in this email can encourage you to at least consider my request and possibly even a further conversation on the subject. Many thanks for taking the time to receive this email, and I hope we can get the opportunity to further this conversation. Yours sincerely, Craig Taylor. So in a nutshell, I was out back in the late summer of 2016 looking at some local fishing lakes. I realised that there was some woodland in and around those lakes, so it was quite easy for me to go online, find the website of the lakes, find the website that's associated with the people that own the lakes, and I dropped them just through a normal email contacts form on a website, that email that you've just read there, and that was sent to them. What I was gobsmacked about was that literally overnight I got a response back from the lady in question, and she seemed open to the idea. She obviously wanted to have a conversation about it and speak to a few other people. So we had a phone call. probably lasted about 40 minutes, and it was a really pleasant phone call. She was asking lots about my background, where I'd been in the army, the sorts of places that I'd been, and it turned into, you know, quite an engaging two-way conversation. The upshot of it was that she was happy in principle for me to do exactly what I'd asked in the email there. She spoke to her fishery manager and her farm manager, and they were okay with it, with a few parameters that were completely and utterly sensible and logical. There was a small cost of £10 per night for me to be here, which again I think is reasonable. That's going to be reinvested into the woodland maintenance and the maintenance of their fishing lakes and estates, so that seems perfectly reasonable to me. I came down late 2016 to this area, and I just happened quite fortuitously to bump into the fishery manager and his apprentice and the farm manager, all within a few hundred metres of each other. They gave me a great breakdown of where they thought would be best in the woods, places to avoid because the general public tend to walk through there and populate that area if I wanted to be out of the way. All in all, wonderfully receptive reception from the people that managed the farm, the woodland and the estate. Couldn't have asked for more from them. So why am I putting this video together? Well, it's not to say nah to those people that are still looking for permission. It's to let you know that it is possible. It's to perhaps let you know through the body of that email, the things that you might want to consider saying if you've not said them in the past. Now, I'm not pretending that this email is going to be the panacea to all your problems. I'm also very, very aware that I'm probably incredibly fortunate to receive permission from the very first person that I've approached to undertake these sorts of activities. I completely get that, and that the fact that how lucky I am isn't lost on me at all. But maybe there's something in that email that you could use. Maybe there's something in that email that I've said that you'd not considered saying that might just make the difference between being able to have a conversation or just being dismissed out of hand. So here I am. I'm now going to spend a little bit of time looking around for some areas for me to set up something of a semi-permanent camp. But I hope that this video was useful. I hope it's given you some ideas about how you may be able to approach and overcome the challenge that I know many of us face. If you thought the video was useful, if it's added some value to what you're doing or planning to do, then please do remember to like the video, comment, share, and of course subscribe, and I'll have more videos lined up for you in the very near future. Thanks for watching.